Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to our show. I'm John Harcar, your host, and I'm here today with Jennifer Ruelens. Hope I said that right.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about, besides her journey in business and in real estate, we're going to talk a little about how she educates the buy and hold investor. Guys, remember, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x your business. We provide tools and resources to grow the business that you want to grow, and in turn helps you live that life that you've always dreamed of. So Jennifer, welcome to our show.
Thanks so much, John.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about educating the buy and hold investor. As a buy and hold investor myself, I'm curious to see what you say. But before we talk about all that, tell our audience about you, right? Your background in business and real estate and kind of what got you to today.
Totally. Well, today I am Hold It with PM Jen, and I'm the broker and owner of One Focus Property Management, the largest property management company in North Central Pennsylvania. And I've been doing that for about 12 years. But 22 years ago, I got into this business. I got out of college, had a business that failed pretty quickly. Terrific experience, but I could always sell things. And so I needed a job. I was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I got a job leasing apartments at an apartment community. And it was a troubled community for various reasons, but they hired me as the leasing agent, and within, it was like 88% occupied, 300 doors. I got it to 100%.
Wow,
in
300.
months.
Okay.
And I got it to 100% occupied in 10 months. And they were like, you're real tall and bold and 22 and tons of energy. You get to manage the place now. So I was a 22-year-old property manager in Harrisburg. And I always say, when God was giving out things, they were like, hey, everything a property manager needs, let's put it in this tall one and see what happens. And it really, I took to it like a duck to water. I did really well there. The housing crisis hit, and like all great careers in real estate, when we have those big corrections in the market, we pivot. I pivoted myself right into a full ride to do an MBA at Penn State. So
Wow.
I hid out at Penn State for 2 years, studied finance and real estate, came out and like all the good single ladies, met a man here in Williamsport where there was not anything going on for a real estate MBA. What would I do without even an apartment community hardly in town? So I reached out on LinkedIn to anyone who was anyone in real estate. I was like, hey, I love property management. I'm a buy and hold girly. I'd love to know what's going on here. Will you talk to me? By the way, I don't sell houses because, of course, I have a license to do this work in Pennsylvania. You need that,
Right.
but I'm not going to be your Remax agent, right?
Right.
So anyway, one very good enterprising local broker said, hey, what was going on in my region here? If you've heard of fracking, like natural gas,
Yeah.
a lot of that activity was happening back in 2010, 2012. And so that created a lot of real estate turmoil. The local market leader said, hey, we're getting a lot of requests for this. Like, we're getting people who want to be in this business, or they're finding it challenging now with all the out-of-town people. Anyway, I said, well, good news. I will build that company with you. And so years later, I bought that partner out. It's called One Focus Property Management. But I work now, what I used to do, all those policies, how I learned how to run 300 to 500 doors at a time. I bring.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
That to you who might own 1 door in my market, 2 doors in my market. I've got clients who own 50 doors. So you can't get access to this kind of education, expertise, and processes like my company represents very easily.
Right.
And what I love so much, what I'm so jazzed about my company and what we offer is that small town, rural America housing is it's unsexy. It's not sexy, but the returns, my man, the average cap rate on MLS listed multifamilies in my market last year was 11%. 11.
Yeah.
Now, here's the truth of the matter. Not a lot of highly skilled professional people here doing work for maybe you, the out-of-town investor, and our housing is in rough condition. Where are you located, John?
Boise.
Boise. So
Yes.
I don't know how it is in Boise, but I imagine the real estate's a little bit newer. Your buildings are a little bit newer. Here in the Northeast, hardly anything in my portfolio is less than 90 years old.
Yeah. You guys have a lot of more historical properties and all that type of stuff. Yeah.
So it's old housing. Imagine Victorian mansions that have been split up into apartments and resplit, and the quality of that work that happens over the years. And so it's inexpensive real estate. There's low barriers to entry, but there's high barriers to holding it. It's a bit complex that way. But I tell you, once you figure it out, it's really not that hard. Figuring out a market like this isn't hard. We've got 12 years in it and a great reputation. So my passion is bringing this expertise to make it possible for the nurse who wants to hold on to that house with a 3% interest rate when she upgrades her house to the new big house. But she's scared of tenancy. She's scared of the risk. Let me reduce the risk. Let you make the returns.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you've ever watched any of my podcasts, I go backwards. I start backwards. I love the backstory because I think the backstory tells a lot about, and relates a lot to a lot of people. So before you got into being a 300, that's a first pretty cool gig.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any influence in real estate in your life? Did you have any people that were agents, that were builders, that were flippers, that were anything?
There are 2. So I come from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. So everybody had a family farm. So to that end, we understood like you didn't rent.
Right.
I knew 2 things about real estate. In my family, we don't deal with realtors. We thought they were all crooks. That's how I was raised. And now I'm a broker,
Exclamation
right?
point, a disclaimer, that is not the view of Investor Fuel. But
Right. It's not the view of Investor Fuel, but I'm also not a realtor because I don't buy and sell real estate. So, right? The other one, and this is always amuses people. Like I said, everybody had a family farm, and we drove by one time in Lancaster, a small garden apartment community. And I said to my mother, "Hey, what are those?" And she said, "Oh, those are apartments. That's where divorced people live." So I swear
Wow.
to you, I didn't know an apartment till I went to college, and I knew student housing. And then I came out of college and I was working at an apartment community. I had never lived at one. I had never been at one, but it's just business. And I worked in hotels, and it really was kind of like you just extend the hospitality a little bit.
Right. So your first introduction was when you were that leasing agent, kind of. That was kind of like your first sort of getting your feet wet in there. Okay. So then after you went back and you studied finance and real estate and you get out into the, starting your business, I mean, what were some of the struggles that you started and you ran through in the beginning?
Yeah, the first one that was immediate was when I had worked at different multifamily communities, I had done repositioning. I had gotten them out of different things, right? I knew how to problem solve that. I didn't imagine that like a regular consumer, like a DIY investor bringing me 4 doors, I didn't anticipate them to be in as rough a shape as they were. I didn't imagine somebody would come to me with 4 doors, two occupied, 1 performing, 1 not, right? And then 2 completely in shambles. They need to be renovated.
Rehabbed, yeah.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I thought we'd have smaller problems to fix, but it makes total sense. If your property's sending you a check every month and it's not giving you an ulcer, you're not calling a property manager. So I really am sometimes, if I'm not being called before you get into it, I'm usually being called at a point of crisis. And I like to say my gentleman investors will lose about $20,000 before they'll call me, that they're willing to admit to. And my female investors will call me before they ever walk a door. They'll mentally walk through it and go, I need help through this journey. And so, I didn't expect that there'd be so much kind of like rehab and stabilizing properties. Now we have this. My whole onboarding process is built around stabilizing the property, and then maintaining that stabilized status. Mm-hmm. The other thing, for those who dream of making real estate full-time, right? I'm an excellent property manager. I can manage 100 doors in my sleep. And if you gave me a remote team member virtual assistant, I'd be on the beach all freaking day. I could do that, no problem. When I wanted to scale my company and grow to like where we are now, 600 doors, 15 team members, the job is really much more that of leading a team, that of keeping the bills paid and the cash available, and kind of policing our processes in the machine. And our company, I struggled for a while because so much of my job wasn't managing properties anymore. It was managing team, selecting people, holding people accountable. The people part of it. And I meet investors who say, oh, I'm going to acquire at X rate until I'm here at this point, and then it's smooth sailing. And the thing I wish I could just kind of, grab their collar and go, man, that's where it gets hard.
That's where it goes up a level. What are you talking about? Easier.
Exactly. And so we talk about hitting a ceiling. I'm an EOS company, and we talk about hitting the ceiling. Like, you just can't get past a barrier. All those barriers for me have been internal to my leadership ability. So I've had to invest much more heavily in that than I ever thought I would have to. And so those were two big surprises about building this business.
How did you get your mindset right of dealing with people versus processes?
EOS. The EOS. The entrepreneurial operating system. You can't see it. I'll grab this here.
We use that. We use that with our Investor Fuel Mastermind as well. Traction, fantastic book. Yeah.
Saved my business, made me fall back in love with my business. There was a time I famously talk about I wanted to sell everything and bail. But I'm so young and pretty, there's not enough equity, right? I gotta get old and wrinkly to have enough equity.
Oh, you're crazy. All right. So another topic here. So what does your business look like now? I know you just said a few minutes ago you got about 600 doors. Do you have any personal doors that you own? Are these all just people or properties you manage?
The vast majority are people I manage, but I do have a small portfolio of personal doors that I have in there just like clients. Yeah.
Awesome. Are you looking to grow more doors?
Actually, I just got an offer accepted before this podcast. So yes, 2 more doors to be added here in the next 2 months. Thank you.
Congratulations. A duplex? Or
it is a duplex, and it's in Jersey Shore, and it's an unsexy little 2-unit that I'll own till I'm a very old woman.
There you go. Does it need any type of work?
It does. It needs windows. It needs a new HVAC system, which we'll be able to separate. It's oil, and it's one boiler.
Oh, okay.
Separate, put in natural gas, and some windows is the big thing. But I've actually managed it for like 8 years. So
okay. So you know the property already. This isn't a one. Okay, got it.
Which is one of the wonderful things about property management. So I'll give 2 plugs to investors about property management.
I was going to ask. I was going to ask you, what are some good tips you can give as a property manager?
Young investors. If you're getting into this business and you have a view of, or you want to be in real estate sales, get a job at a multifamily housing company. Get a job turning units, leasing apartments, managing the books. There is nowhere you will get the reps in. And I really align to the leasing agent example. Where else will you get to do
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Introductions, like the sales process, 10 times a day. I would do 10 tours a day. That is 10 sales, inquiries, closing processes. And then what's unique about housing is I have to sell, sell, sell. Then I have to get your personal information out of you and do an underwriting process, right? See if you're good enough, and then bring you on. So that process is just in rentals is just a shortened, abbreviated version of the home sales process. So if you want to be a top realtor when this market churns up, today, while the market's slow, go get your license, go get a job making $40K a year plus, $100 a lease bonus at some. I'm near State College. There's hundreds of units down there that need leasing agents. Go lease for 1 year. Go learn fair housing inside and out. Go learn underwriting. I leased 150 doors my first year. Okay, now you know what you're doing. And then if you make a career in property management, deal flow, baby. So who do you call when you have a problem with your property? So when it's appropriate, when it's in my market, in my buy box, I can very easily just say to somebody, hey, I buy as well. Now I have to handle it carefully, obviously, but yes, but in this case, the client called me and said, hey, I'm thinking about selling. I tried to talk him out of it. I always do, because he doesn't actually have a good reason. He's just kind of sick of it.
Right.
Which is fine. He's allowed to do whatever he
Tired
wants.
landlord, man. I mean, hey, that's what they're called. That's why they're called those.
And I said, I'd be happy to make a referral because, again, I don't sell things, to put it out on the open market. That's the best way to get your best price, but I'll also make you an offer before you do any of that. And he says, I like the sound of that. A lot of people like the inside deals, and there's a lot of
easy
property
peasy
managers I know around the country doing this.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a property manager, that'd be the first thing I'd make sure that's on my list of when I talk to people. And oh, by the way, when you're ready to sell it, I also buy property.
Right.
What do you contribute to your keys to success, your keys to your business and your growth?
A commitment to expertise and education. So I am hell bent on having the best team in the world. So we pursue certifications, we pursue education, we are continuously improving every day. We are way better property managers than anyone in our market. I want to stand up against the best of the best. And we're on that path, and we're unrelenting. And I believe a rising tide lifts all ships. So I am aiming to drag my market from the depths, because really, it's unsophisticated here. And it treats, if we look at investors not making their returns on things, we have tenants being discriminated against. We have tenants not getting good housing conditions, being treated unfairly. And I truly believe if you insert professional property management between this, cat and mouse dynamic of landlord tenant, both sides get better outcomes. And if we have better outcomes in housing, we have stronger communities. And so that's a big, huge overlook picture. But when I look at my life's work and go, what can I do for Central Pennsylvania? One vision I have is I want to teach every 17-year-old in the area school districts a fair housing class, 2 hours, their senior year, how to pursue housing, how to take care of your housing, how to do this, what your mom and dad should teach you. And then in 10 years, see what sort of discrimination climate's going on. How have ads changed? How have policies changed? In my market, where it's mostly DIY investors, very few are being run professionally, either by us or institutional owners. Makes
sense. So let's while we're getting, we're about right at a good time. Let's talk about how you educate the buy and hold investor. Like what specific things or processes or coaching or whatever you might have to educate, people looking to get into buy and hold.
Well, the good news is I'm really new at this. So I have a lot of free opportunities. One day they'll be paid, but I have a lot of free ways I educate via the Hold It with PM Gen platform. So Hold It with PM Gens on all your socials. I do a lot of video on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. But I just on my website, holditwithpmgen.com, if you're interested in buy and hold investment in North Central PA specifically, I publish, I call it, you're going to laugh. You're going to think this is funny. The 2025 No Bullshit Playbook for buying and holding rentals in North Central PA. And I give you the real skinny. Hey, I've been doing the ins and outs here. I tell you about each submarket down to like the problematic codes guy in Bloomsburg named Tom. I'll talk about it, right? And I'll help you if you want to start buying and holding here. Get a start. Be your coach. I do live events. I just had one last night. And yeah, so I'd love to get people involved in that because this is a destination market and I can get you connected with the right people and you could make a real play here.
Well, let's say that they're not in the Pennsylvania market, right? They're not interested in...
You're going to love my content. You're going to love to connect with me on socials because you're going to love to hear my real actionable stories about how do you buy properties better? What do you actually say when the tenant calls and says they can't pay you the rent? Those are the real nitty gritty. What kind of locks do I put on my doors? These are things that I'm educating people on and trying to help them out. I do a really great series. Now, this is for Pennsylvania investors, a 4-part series on YouTube, exactly how to evict your tenant for non-payment. And it's about an hour and a half in total, but I get emails every month from people saying,
that's awesome.
You don't know me, but I used this and I was successful. And I'm like, that's what I wanted. I wanted people to know they had rights and somebody helped them.
Yeah, no, I get that. What other resources or tools do you think you have that someone should use if they're looking to get into property management that could help maybe kind of set them up for success, or maybe what type of advice?
Yeah, if you're looking to get into property management, you want to be looking at one of 2 organizations. So there's 2 different kinds of property management. There's where I started, which we call multifamily. That's your apartment communities. Think about leasing agents and maintenance techs and golf carts running around, pools, fitness centers. There's that, right? And that is, you're going to get a lot of training. It's more like you get a job and you can learn an industry. Then there's single family home management, which is what I'm doing. And it's truly single and small multifamily. So there's 2 different organizations. IREM, the Institute for Real Estate Management, is going to be the one to teach you the multifamily way. NARPM, the National Association of Residential Property Managers, will teach you the single family way. And the difference, of course, is, 600 doors, one owner, one set of policies here. I have 600 doors across 5 counties, 200 owners. It's just a different matrix of how it works. But I'll tell you, just look for ads for property management. Look for ads for property management. Get in, start seeing how it works because it's so quick and they pay you. They pay you to learn.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to do that. People are not attracted to real estate to work hard.
Yeah, right. Everybody wants to get the easy check, but they don't know how hard it really is. Very cool. Now, let's say if someone's listening to this and they want to get in touch with you, or maybe there's, they want to learn. They want to learn how to have 600 doors. I mean, what's the best way that they'd get in touch with you?
Reach out to me. Yeah. So holditwithpmgen.com is the best way to get a hold of me, and my email, hiwpmj@onefocuspm.com. And that would be, and I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm super easy to find. And if you reach out and you're a property manager, I will spend time talking to you. I tell property managers all the time, if you're local, come into my business, because I do believe a rising tide lifts all ships. So if I show you, a local property manager, how to do it better, God bless. Do it better for these people. These consumers deserve it.
Got it. Any last advice you want to leave our audience with?
Just that the number one way to build generational wealth in America is buy and hold real estate. And you must buy it and hold it through several real estate cycles. So I look at a fellow like you, John, and I'm going to peg you as having at least 2 real estate cycles left in your investing career, meaning you've got 2 10 to 15 year cycles. Buckle up, Buttercup. You bet you're holding.
I better have a little bit more than that, at least for my daughter's sake.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm misreading your facial hair. But I meet people who were in their mid-50s who sold out during COVID, right? That was an exit event. Right. Values were high. That was a great exit event for people in their late 70s and 80s. at the earliest. And these mid 50-year-old guys tell me, oh, I sold everything. And I go, you're stupid. You left 2 cycles left of appreciation, cash flow, depreciation, all on the table because you're lazy.
Yeah.
And
I know what you mean.
You can be lazy with your own money, but this is how the rich get and stay rich in America, is they buy and hold real estate, and they use that to finance all kinds of things and provide security. So that's my core message.
Awesome. I love it. Guys, if you have any questions on property management, this lady is the one to talk to. I appreciate you so much, Jennifer, for coming on and sharing all that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show and took some good notes, man. I know this was one of the better episodes we've done in a while, and I hope you learned a lot. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.